you guys, let me just go ahead and point you guys down just here a little bit. I want to say to you guys, thank you so much, first of all, for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it, as this is a new channel for just the life of Eric Thomas Bland. And what that means to you guys is you guys will get some free information about window cleaning, things that I go through personally in the window cleaning business, washing, gutter cleaning, and even a shirt pressing business that you guys will learn that I have as well. So we're going to be talking about the misconceptions of window cleaning. So please don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and the bell so you guys don't miss out on another one of my videos. Here's what I want to talk to you guys about today. The misconception of a window cleaning business is huge. A lot of times people call me and they said, Eric, yes, I'm pumped up. I'm excited. I am so stoked to be able to open a window cleaning business. I cannot wait to open my window cleaning business. Or I just opened a window cleaning business. It's amazing. And I said, let me ask you a question. Why do you want to become a window cleaner, or why did you become a window cleaner? And they're like, well, I seen you and I seen this person and I seen this person on YouTube. And I'm like, okay. I was like, let me ask you the question. Why did you become a window cleaner? Why do you want to become a window cleaner? That is a very important question. You're like, Eric, what's the misconceptions? Let's get to the point. Let's get to the meat of the conversation. We'll get there for sure. We're going to get there very fastly. Here's one thing I want to tell you guys. If you're going to do something that you hate to do, okay, that's why I always say, if you have a full-time job, go on the weekends and try to get a couple accounts, and you may hate it. You know, like, I hate this crap. Forget about it, right? Or it's taking too long, or the equipment's not working for me. You're not giving any time or dedication into it. Okay, one of the things that I want to say to you guys that are out there right now, and girls, is that I want you to love what you do. So if window cleaning isn't it, move to something else, and put your passion into something that you really enjoy. I just so happen to absolutely love what I do. I mean, think about it. I get paid for cleaning dirt off windows. That's really what we get paid to do, which is pretty amazing, right? I am pretty pumped up and excited about that. One of the things that I say to you guys on this channel is that you have to love what you do. And just so happens, again, I just love what I do. I really enjoy it. But I don't want you to have a misconception. A lot of people get on here and they say, okay, what is I want to get on the forums and I want to show, what I've learned. One of the worst things that you can do, and this is a misconception that a lot of people think, that I have to get on every single Facebook window cleaning forum out there. No, that is actually not the truth. Matter of fact, that's farther from the truth. I recommend you not getting on these forums, and I recommend you not showing where you guys were and where you guys are now. And the reason is because those forms are going to tear you apart. Okay, they are going to rip you a new one. And I'm not saying that's a good thing at all. I'm just saying that's the nature of those groups. Okay, so I would recommend, instead of doing that, I would recommend getting a coach, getting somebody that is going to take you under their wing and going to help you get to that next level. Because those guys and girls on that website, on those forums, they don't care. They will have any words, and it won't even be words of wisdom towards you. It will be criticism to the max. Okay, and it's not, um, it's not corrective criticism. It's more like, "What the hell are you doing? Go back to a 9 to 5 job." Okay, so I don't. That's a misconception of joining the forums right away. Another misconception is that you have to have the best tools. Now, tools go a long way. Don't get me wrong, but the tools are almost secondary to the back office stuff. What do you mean, Eric? I already have a website. I already have a phone number. I already have, I'm trying to get 5 stars on Google and all this stuff, right? And so here's what I have to say about that aspect. About, okay, now you have your website. Now you have all this stuff. And you go out and you do the job. And on your way out there, you're starting to get a little busy, a little busy. But at the beginning, you're not so busy. So you can mark out all these, yes, you're doing this, yes, you're doing that, yes, you're doing this, yes, you're doing that. And then next week, you're like, oh, yeah, I have such and such place. But you're not writing anything down yet, right? Because you're not big enough. You can memorize all this stuff in your head. And then you get going and you get the first year down and you start forgetting a couple times. where you went or where you need to go. So now you're getting behind, right? And you're missing places. So that place was $25 or $45 a week. Now you're missing it and you're like, oh, I'll catch it up next week, no big deal. And then, second week comes by and you got all this other stuff that came up and all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm out again. And so now you got to go back out there, right? And so misconception of the back office is should be the most important thing that is on your mind when you become a window cleaner, because a lot of us come from blue collar jobs. Let's just be honest, okay? A lot of us can work 100 plus hours, and those are easy. I mean, it's hard work, okay? Don't get me wrong, but everybody can do that. I mean, literally everybody could work 100 hours, right? But not everybody is going to know the know how to watch in the back office and to be able to see in the back office. What's going on? Good to have you guys on here on YouTube. It's a pleasure seeing you guys on here. Questions, concerns, anything like that, you guys can put down at the bottom here. But one of the things is that when you get on there and you start focusing on that back office, that's when you're going to see the front office, which is like boots on the ground. You're going to start seeing the work that you put out. That is great. You can put the most amazing work up front, 100% in the beginning. But if you don't have the back office, why did you end up the video yesterday? I'm not sure what video that was. I was yesterday. That was with Keith Kelfis. That was just a sneak peek. So if you get to read the title on there, it was a sneak peek of Keith and I were talking. But we'll be having a lot more videos to come on that. So in the Detroit Sponge one, we'll have a lot more. That was just a sneak peek of what you guys are going to be able to see soon. So somebody just had a question about that. What you guys maybe not won't be able to see after the replay here or whatnot. But anyways, the back office is very important. It's very, very, very important. So what you do in the very beginning is you start working on that back office and start scheduling and scheduling and scheduling and scheduling and scheduling and scheduling, right? And that is the most important thing. And you're making sure that it goes and it keeps going and going and going and going and going. And you're making sure that you're there every Tuesday. You're making sure you're right there around the same time. So your clients are, recognizing you and they're seeing the trend that you're coming. And then if you don't come on a Tuesday, they're like, where's our window cleaner? Where were you? And you didn't even think they would even notice you. But as soon as you get there, they do notice you. Misconception of window cleaning. You have to have the best vehicle in the beginning. You have to go spend all this money. Actually, you don't. I had a little piece of shit truck that I drove around, a little S10 that I slept out of for 28 days. It was nothing special. Matter of fact, I painted on a huge sign, and I've taken that idea back then and actually lettering my truck on the side, which looks amazing. I love it. I actually ripped the bed of my truck off to make it a little bit lower, so everything is maneuverable. I can get to it a lot better. It was smashed anyway, so there you go. I was able to use what we had. So the most important thing is you don't need to have the best to start out. Yeah, do you want to look professional? Absolutely. If you can't afford lettering on clothing, no problem. You'll get there. Wear a blue shirt or a purple shirt or whatever you want your logos to be one day. Have that in mind. One of the things that I recommend for you guys to do is when you are in that back office is you are taking notes, very good notes for yourself, very good notes for your clients. Clients said that we must wear shoe coverings or take our shoes off in the house. That is something you want to take highly educated notes about. So then that way, the next year you can go ahead. Let's say, I got a call from this telephone number, and I gave them a quote, and you didn't write anything down about it. So matter of fact, they call you like 3 weeks later, and they say, "Hey, we called you. You gave us a quote, and you've just shot something off the top of your head and didn't put it in your phone or your tablet or your computer system somehow." Okay, you're driving down the road and you've written a little note on a little back of a piece of paper or something, right? No, 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 no. Pull over, take notes on your tablet, on a note piece of paper, and then stop. Still stay stopped where you are, and then adjust those notes afterwards into whatever system that you use, okay? Whether it be Google, because it's free, 2019, and it's free, is Google. So it's to be a good opportunity for you guys to be on there. In the window cleaning business, power washing business, and gutter cleaning business. I sort all three of mine out, so it's different. So I'm able to go through everything, but separately, okay? And so that's what you need. So you need some back office work, and I just don't want you to think that I have to go like balls to the wall and try to get every client, and I got to shove my business down their throat. Stop. This is a misconception that we have to tell everybody about our business. Not like that. Talk to these clients like you're going to talk to your best friend, your mom, your dad, your sister, your friend, your acquaintance, okay? Don't talk to them about your business. They will know your business by the way that you represent yourself, okay? Wow. You walk into a place, okay? And the misconception is you walk in there and you say, I'm from such and such window cleaning company and I want to do your windows, right? That's a misconception. That's a horrible salesperson. But if you walk in and you say, hey, but man, this is a beautiful store. Absolutely stunning. You really keep this clean, don't you? And they're like, well, yeah. And you see they have a name tag on, or maybe they don't have a name tag on, but let's say they do. And you say, hey, John, it looks really, really good in here. Man, you must keep this up. He goes, well, we do a lot of cleaning. And it says, now, when you say we, does that mean you and somebody else? Oh, you? So you must run this place, right? And they're like, no, I don't really run it. I just I'm part-time manager, or I'm just a second key holder, whatever the situation is. You're asking questions, not to be nice, not to actually you really give a shit if it's clean or not. But I'm not shoving my business. Does that make sense? So instead of walking in there and saying, "Hey, you need a window cleaner because your windows are fucking filthy," right? No, you walk in and say, "Hey, it's really, really nice. You know, we would love to go ahead and match your windows to your inside here." And the guy's like, what do you mean by that? We're just window cleaners, Or matter of fact, a lot of times people always ask me, they're like, what are you even here for? And I'm like, oh, I'm nothing here. Seriously, I'm just a window cleaner and just want to admire how amazing your store looks. I mean, this is fantastic. I would love to mirror that image for your windows, on the inside here, because you guys keep the inside just phenomenal. But we could definitely do some work on your windows for you, and then we start the conversation. Or it might be just, oh, I'm just a window cleaner. I was just saying hi today, John, and man, you got a really nice place here. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm not shoving anything down their throat. I'm just talking to them like I knew John forever, and so that's part of sales 101. When you have a misconception of owning your own business, you think, let's go back to time management real quick. Time management is huge. Time management is something that's going to make you or break you. If you're waking up at 12 o'clock because you own your own business and you've been hanging out with one of your business guys that owns the same business or a different business, and they've been in the business for 13 years, and you've just been in the business in the past 24 or 48 hours or a year, and you're trying to go golfing just like them, and you're trying to take off as many days as them and take his vacation as many days as they, you have to remember they're 13 years ahead of you. Okay. Well, Eric, I'm so smart. I can do it. Trust me, you're 13 years behind them already. Okay. So they're able to do that after 13 years, plus your ass 13 years. And then you'll be able to go golfing all the time. You'll be able to take a lot of vacations. You'll be able to do all these things, but you got to do the work first. Okay. So that's a huge misconception in any business that you guys get into, but just in the window cleaning we're talking about. So, think also that there's not just a couple window cleaning places that you can get your window cleaning equipment from. Okay, window cleaning equipment, you can get them from a couple different places. You can get them from um, well, let's put it this way. You can go Detroit Sponge. Okay, you could go to Windows 101. You can go to jracenstein.com and go there and take a look at their stuff. You could also go to one of the highest places out there to get window cleaning. They will promote like crazy, but they are the highest place to get any equipment. Any equipment, okay, is window cleaning resource. So you could go take a look at their thing. We do reviews on on prices, and we've just came to the conclusion that they are the most expensive. So be cautious on where you shop, right? Misconception, there's only one place and it's only online and that's it. And we have 24-hour service. Well, if you're paying credit card, everybody's going to be there doing, you're able to buy from them anytime because it's online, right? And the cool part is depending on where you're at, you don't have to pay taxes on the stuff that's online sometimes. I don't know how that works actually. I've ordered some stuff offline before, but take a look in your area versus Michigan, because when I order my shirts and stuff, I don't pay any taxes, and I don't pay any taxes on my Amazon Prime stuff. So I don't know. Um, yeah, I, in the state of Michigan, we don't pay anything like that for online products. So take a look in your area. I guess you guys could say, I wonder how that works. Detroit Sponge, I think I do. Hmm, I don't know. Take a look though. What else do I want to talk to you guys about today in the misconception world? A misconception: I can't hire anybody. I have to do everything myself. No, that's going to be a false statement. You're going to have to do things for yourself for a little while. I didn't do it very long by myself. I came to the conclusion after my probably as soon as I moved into my own place back then, after I lived out of the truck for 28 days, I realized that I needed to take less money and I needed to hire somebody. And that's when I found one of my first employees, and he was fantastic and he did great. And, he went on to being something else for a long time. And then he went back in the window cleaning business. And I don't know where he is today, but I know he had his own window cleaning business and he moved to Nashville or something like that. So maybe he had a singing career. I don't know what he's doing nowadays. But then I hired another person, and I just realized that I couldn't do everything myself. So misconception: I have to be out in the field all the time, every day. Misconception. Okay. What is another misconception of owning your own business in the window cleaning business? Um, Trying to think of them all off the top of my head. I normally would have a list with me, but I just felt like, hey, we really got to get this out there for misconceptions for us window cleaners. Misconception of, advertising. That's another huge one. Advertising. I got to advertise. I got to come up with all this money. I got to advertise. Use what you have. If you don't have the means right now, so use the free means that you have. One guy calls me. He says, I don't have any money. I can't advertise. I said, Hmm. I said, "How are you calling me right now?" He's like, "My phone." I was like, "Oh, your cell phone?" He's like, "Yes." I was like, "How many contacts do you have in there?" He's like, "Well, I don't know, probably 100." I was like, "So there's 100 right there." Well, they're my mom and grandma's, and yep, those are 100 contacts that you can use. Maybe you gotta call your ex and see if you can do their windows. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But you have opportunities. There's a way to advertise. Sometimes people are. Here's another misconception: you always have to be proper trying to get business. No, I just had a conversation with Keith Kelfis when he was just doing the windows. I remember doing the same thing. I was scrubbing the windows and they were like, "No, we're all right." And I'm like, I'm just going to do the front door." And then all of a sudden, "No, no, no, don't do the front door." And then I start the door or window, and then I start doing the right side, and then they feel bad and they had to pay me, right? And so that is kind of the misconception on that as well. But I do want to say to you guys, just hang in there if you guys are just starting your window cleaning business. But definitely go and do some research on coaching and just talking to people about window cleaning before you just jump in. In my area, 3.5, almost 4 years ago, we probably had competition of right around 30 to 40 window cleaners. All right, just in a 5 to 8 mile radius. Now my 5 to 8 mile radius is about 150, 155 is the last time I checked. Window cleaners in my location. And you're like, what? That's crazy. Well, it's not crazy because we do videos and we glorify everything and we glamorize everything, and people don't see videos like this where they're like, "Holy shit, this is a misconception." Like, and is it hard? Let me tell you, there were more hard days than good days when I first started. There was more crying that I did than money I made in the very beginning. Starting the window cleaning business, it was very hard. It was difficult. Maybe you guys live in a house, so it was a little bit easier for you, But it was definitely motivation for me to get out of that truck and have my own place and do what I had to do to get there. But it was I bawled my eyes out so bad, and you will too. You're gonna bawl your eyes out. Matter of fact, You're probably going to go to your loved ones if you have loved ones and be like, I can't make the bills this month, and they're going to bawl, and you're going to feel bad for yourself, and they're going to tell you you're a piece of shit, and you should get a 9 to 5 job, and you got to keep that the reason why you started it. You know what I mean? You got to go back to the reason you started. So if they're complaining about that, then that means that maybe getting up at 11:30 in the afternoon, maybe you should get up at 8, maybe 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I don't know what time you need to get up, but you have to get out there and get the business. It's so funny. Some guy said to me the other day, he goes, "Man, you were so right when you said to me." It's a guy I coach. He says, "Man, you're right when you said when you're out working, you get more work." And I'm like, "Isn't that amazing? The more you work, the more work you get." And he's like, "It's just crazy." So I had 3 calls just today. I had one call come to me and they said, "Hey, listen, Eric, we want to get you back on schedule." Well, um, and it all goes back about taking good notes. I said, "Well, on May 28th, you said that you no longer wanted to have us because you couldn't afford a biweekly service from us." And, at the price point back then was $20 for just these couple windows and the door inside and out. And I said, unfortunately, we don't even have once a month anymore. For your sake, for our sake, we're fortunate enough to be able to do that, but you would have to go every other week. So it would be a bi-weekly process with us, or we don't have them sign contracts with us, but it's more verbal, like, "Hey, listen, we're going to be there for you." So verbally, we tell them, and he was like shocked. He was like, "Oh, you got a call from us on the 28th of May?" I said, "Yep, 28th of May, 2018. We got a call right around 2:30 in the afternoon stating that you guys couldn't afford us any longer. And your guys are now calling us back. You guys are wanting service once a month, which we still don't do now, or we don't do anymore at all. And so you would have to have it every other week, and the prices jumped up from 20 to $30. And so that jumped up another $20 on them, and actually another well, $50 when you really think about it, because they only had once a month. Okay, at $20, now it's, $30, and now they have to pay that twice a month, if that makes sense. So she was like, "Well, I gotta go talk to the husband." The husband contacted me and was like, "That's ridiculous." I said, "Well, that's service. If you guys want to, we'd love to help you guys out. But if you're not interested in our price, I completely understand, Mr. Customer. And I'm ready to move on from them. I don't have to worry about that." But it goes back about taking good notes. If I didn't remember that he talked to us on the 28th at 2:30 or 2:33, and said that he couldn't afford us anymore, I would have known, The other 2 calls, one call was a TJ Maxx, and I want to say it's like a good, it's not a TJ Maxx, but it's the same company. It's Marshall, or it's Home Goods and Marshalls. They're like it's a huge mammoth store. And so it's like Home Goods on one half and then the whatever on the other half. So he's like, "Hey, Eric, just wanted to know the pricing that you took care of us 2 years ago at this location. I'm the new manager in charge, and I'd like to have you here quarterly." And I said, "Yes." I said, "Here's our price then. Here's our price now." And he says, "That's fair. Go ahead with it." But if I didn't take good notes, I wouldn't have had that information. I'd have to store it in here and try to dig it out while they're talking to me. And that would be very hard because I can't remember what I did 30 seconds ago, let alone, what I did back then, specifically whether it was a cloudy day or non-cloudy day. If a customer cancels on us, I type in there why they canceled and what the weather was like that day. The reason it was canceled is because it was a rain day. Customers will call you and say, "Well, no, it wasn't." "Yeah, actually, I have here on a Tuesday, it was a rain day, and it rained almost all day. And you guys canceled at 9 o'clock in the morning with us." "Oh, yeah, I guess I remember that now." Come on. It's all about taking good notes. The third call was a gutter cleaning job. I was like, "Listen, listen, 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 Linda." No, but I just said, "Hey, Mr. Customer, just want you to know, it's got to be 45 for us to be able to get up there safely without any deterrence of ice or anything on the ground that's going to make it slippery for our guys and girls to get up there. There's just no way. So 45 degrees, it's going to have to be, and it's 5 degrees here tomorrow and 2 degrees here the next day. So that's way off the chart, and that's going to be in a few weeks for sure because Michigan weather can be up and down. It could be 2 degrees one day, and then on Wednesday it's supposed to be back up to the 35. That's going to be a good day for us. So, misconception, and this is the last misconception, that it's always going to be nice outside. If you live in Michigan, it's going to be either really, really hot, okay, or it's going to be really, really cold. And there is a middle, but the middle is hardly anything. And what I mean by that, it's fall time and springtime, and they go by really quickly. And the misconception that you don't have to work in the rain, you actually do work in the rain if you're a good window cleaner. What I mean by that is you get window cleaning jobs that are covered, okay, like strip malls and any kind of covered over the windows. You do those on rain days as well. You go out and throw cards on rain days. So yeah, no, when you start your window cleaning business at the beginning, don't think that you're going to have all the time in the world with your family. Don't think you're going to have all the time in the world with your friends. Matter of fact, you're going to lose a lot of friends, and you're going to be complained at and bitched at by your loved ones about how much time you're spending away from them. It should be that way in the beginning, because you're trying to hustle for everything for you and your family. What else can I say? Any other misconceptions? You guys might have a couple you might want to write down at the bottom. The misconception list can go on, but I want you to think about this. I don't want you guys just to see the highlight reel, and we can show you watches and we can show you the stuff, tangibles that we own, but honestly, none of that matters if you don't enjoy what you do. Does that make sense? So enjoy what you do, love what you do, and the other stuff will come. Money will always come as long as you're working hard. Honestly, it's just paper. It's paper that gets you by, yes, but well, only people that have money say things like that. Well, I mean, listen, it makes things easier, but you have to work for it. Even to this day, the missus is like, "You're so damn cheap." You're so tight with your money. I'm like the old grandpa that buries his money in the backyard. Not really, but I'm like always like, well, what if this happens, or what if the economy goes down? But that's the stuff that you have to think of when you're an owner. I'm the provider. She works also, but I'm provider, which means that I have to take care of people too. I can't just live by the whims and say, oh well, that watch looks good over there, so I'm just gonna go buy it now. It's not like that anymore. So you have to be able to misconception. You do have to save your money. That's another one. You can just spend on whatever you want to. Nope. Go on vacations when you want to. Nope. You got customers to take care of. You're initially your own boss, but they are your boss too. So misconception that you don't have a boss anymore. Tons and tons of bosses that are willing to have us there, and a lot of bosses that are willing to get rid of us too if we don't show up. If I didn't show up 3 or 4 weeks in a row, I know a lot of guys that would say, "See ya, bye now." So these are the misconceptions. It is about 30 minutes into this live here on YouTube. I really appreciate if you guys would stay tuned for the whole thing. Kind of ridiculous if you did. I'm just kidding. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys are watching this on replay, let me know. And let me know if this helps you guys out, because I don't want you to just think, oh my gosh, he's making all money. Oh my gosh, man, there's so much more than just the money aspect of it. You really have to work really, really hard, and I can't tell you how hard you have to work for it. Um, the only thing is that I think a lot of us get to see the fake, glorified side of owning a business, when in fact it's not anything to be glorified. Matter of fact, it is heart wrenching, devastating at times, and mostly you pound your head on the wall. Probably 12 hours out of the day, and the other hours that you're up or that you're there, 12 hours, you probably sleep 8 hours, right? And the rest of the time you're worried about why the bills aren't getting paid or something like that when you very first start out. But it does get better. I will say that. I don't want this to be, doom and gloom story, but it does get better. But you have to get past that hurdle first, and then once you get past that hurdle, that's when it will start taking into effect. When you start seeing, the bits and pieces of the mountain, and you're like, man, okay, Eric is right. You know, this is going to get better, but it does get worse before it gets better.